And we're back here at Love is Everywhere with my happy couple guests, Dana and Jesse.
Hello.
Hello, happy people.
We're back.
And at this moment, we are going to talk about Jesse and Dana's projects and how they're going to be sharing this wonderful love. But let's talk about Jesse's book first.
I'll tell you what, I am an author. One of my goals is to write a book, and darn it, I wrote that book. It was called Greetings, Happy People, The Positive Words and Wisdoms Through the Eyes of Mr. III. You can get that book at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and it's a pretty good book. It's about words and wisdoms, different stories, different adventures, and the lessons learned from those adventures. And it was a pretty good read. There are a couple of people that have read it before, and it's like, you read my book? And you liked it? Cool!
Very good.
Positive outlook.
Yes, and what about you, Dana? I heard that you're doing some radio shows.
Oh, I did. I was part of a radio show with Media Guilds, and that unfortunately is no longer in operation. But I really had a fun time learning how to use different voices. I was writing comedy scripts, and I realized that I could do comedy scripts, and it was really fun. I had a character that I called, what was his name? I did the Kool-Aid Man. He was funny.
Awesome.
And there's a new character that Jesse really likes called Rory. And he's a teddy bear.
Oh, I love it. What about doing a show like that again?
Oh, that would be really fun. I think I would really like that if I could do a show again. Not necessarily a TV show, but maybe if I could do a radio show again and use the different voices and write some scripts again, or revamp the ones that I have.
Yes,
it would be really fun. I had a good time doing that, and it would get my voice out there. I think.
Yes, because I think a lot of people will love to hear about the happy Dana and the happy Jesse's contribution.
Lucette keeps alluding to the fact that perhaps we could write a book about our
book
story, our Toastmaster romance. And I think that's a good idea. We could do an outline. And if it took some time, then we could continue to write our traveling adventures.
Yes.
We have a whole 3 chapters of traveling adventures,
don't
don't we?
we?
Toastmaster events and
how we met and everything.
Right, how we
lessons
met,
learned,
the wedding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
About that Toastmaster's romance.
Right.
A Toastman.
Wow.
If you're grammarian for the next meeting, you could use that word Toastmans.
Yes.
Toastmans. How do you spell that?
Toastmance.
Toastmans.
Oh, Toastmaster romance.
It has happened.
I am a little slow because I guess I need some practice, but yes, so I'm really excited to hear about this. Yeah, I would love to read your romance novel.
We could work that together. Start working on an outline.
Yes.
Chronological is always best. Start at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Our history.
Yes.
And then also those words of wisdom that we can show people.
Yes.
We both have military background. My dad was in the Air Force for a few years, and Jesse's dad
was in the Navy for, oh my goodness, for about 21 years.
21 years.
You really have a lot in common.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. So would you say that having things in common is another secret of loving each other so much?
Yeah.
Of course.
That's the base right there. If you have things in common, that gives you something to talk about to start your romance, to start your relationship, and then learning the things that you don't have in common keeps it going.
That's right.
And it's always one of those things where we like each other, and then we have the things in common, and we also have to have those little quirks of differences too.
Right.
Yes.
Because if you have those little quirks of differences, it makes the marriage a lot better. Yeah, it makes it more very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yes. Because of course you are a couple, but you are still individuals by yourselves. So.
And the advantage we had in that respect is that we didn't get together until we were older. And we were more established individually than people that meet when they're 16 or 17, and then they get married at 18 and live the rest of their lives together. They're a couple as a couple.
Yes.
And we're a couple as us and as each other, as individuals.
I understand because my sisters, they got married really early. So at some point, they're kind of trying to look for themselves.
Their identity is with themselves with their husband and not themselves as themselves, and then they have a husband.
So,
Exactly.
so would you suggest? So, what would you give as an advice to the young people these days?
Well, I'm going to give advice to you since you're 26 years old. It's always never give up because, and the most important thing is learning to love yourself.
Absolutely,
Is the
I talked
greatest
about
love of
that.
all.
Absolutely, that's my favorite song, by the way.
Exactly. I don't mean like the conceited type of love. I mean more of the
No.
self-respect type of love.
Right.
Because there are so many people out there that don't respect themselves and try to find instead of Mr. Right, like Mr. Right
Yes.
now.
Exactly.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
In fact, I talked about that in my my pilot shows. I talked
Yeah.
about loving yourself first before loving someone else because
Right.
you cannot give what you do not have.
Exactly.
If you do not have a self-love, how can you expect someone else to love you?
To love you, right?
Exactly.
Yes, and yeah, I had it's hard to learn self-love, by the way.
Yeah,
but I'm
it
working
is.
on it, and I'm doing very good, I think.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
young. You're a young girl.
I know. Thank you, Jessie.
You're
when,
welcome.
when you find somebody that you're open to, be open.
Mm-hmm.
Be open, and then when you realize that they love you, then you can love yourself more because there is somebody
That's
that
right.
loves you.
Yes.
And I had to realize that I deserved that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come into yourself and you can realize that you do deserve that, you just believe in yourself.
Yes. Believe in yourself and love yourself. And what else?
And don't give up.
Don't give
Don't
up.
give
Don't
up.
give up on us, baby.
Yes.
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I think we're going to the next segment again here shortly. And on the next segment, we are going to talk about more on how you are spreading that love
Oh, yeah.
in your family, in the people around you, and all
Yes.
that. And in the Toastmaster family.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
wait that. So till the next segment, we'll see you.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.